I had a massive realisation, oh yeah, my story's all plot driven. There is no such thing. I missed a couple of weeks because I made a bit of a boo-boo. I need to look after myself. I still made progress. Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Chloe and I am a writer and musician here on YouTube. Welcome to a new writing vlog, my January writing vlog, and it is currently Saturday the 15th and it's about 20 to 5. I would say the evening, but is it the afternoon, evening? I'm not sure. It's actually been a very long time since I've done like a writing vlog, for good reason. I have just had like a lot going on in my personal life, a lot of things that have obviously, you know, taken away the time that I would usually have to write, and I'm putting that in quotation marks because literally just I feel like I'm gonna say this and just be like, well, no, that's not the case. Basically, I feel like I never really get the time to write, but that is purely because I am just really bad with prioritizing writing. It's not that I don't have the time, I do. It's just actually doing it. Probably a good point to say, you know, if you're new to my channel, you probably don't know. I have basically been working on my project Scarlet Blood Skies for the past 2 years, and the past like 6 months I've not done anything because I very quickly realised back in July, Camp NaNoWriMo 2021, I had a massive realisation that there was no sort of like character development to my story whatsoever, and so I haven't done anything like consistently since then. I've done bits here and there, but it's like really scattered, and so I have done like bits and bobs like a few times a month, maybe pushing it, but I really don't get that much done. And basically my realization was that there wasn't any sort of like character development to my story, and there isn't really to any of my ideas. And so now I'm just like, I'm trying to get back on track, but every time I like try to get back on track, I just fall right back off track. I feel like my brain is just incredibly scrambled at the moment. Probably kind of obvious because of like hormones and everything. Yeah, literally all I've been doing like for the past 6 months is character development research for my writing. So it's a lot of like writing craft sort of stuff, just trying to like get an idea of what like a good book is, like character development wise, because I keep thinking like you get the people that are just like, oh yeah, my story's all plot driven and everything like that, and then you get other people that, you know, are obviously like into character-driven books. I'm just gonna be like completely honest, there is no such thing as a plot-driven book. Oh, actually, there is. It's when a plot-driven book is really just, you know, a series of events where a character is just chucked in and none of it really makes any sort of sense, and the character doesn't change at all. That's what a plot-driven book is. What a plot-driven book is. And I recently read one, The Christmas Invitation by Trisha Ashley, and my god, it was like 500 pages as well. It was a beast. It was an absolute beast, and I kid you not, I read the whole book, didn't even like it or enjoy it really. I liked the plot, you know, like the idea of it and everything like that, and like the characters. There was like, I didn't learn anything from the book. It was really just kind of flat. Yeah, I feel like I've just been doing like a lot of reading in like the past 6 months as well, and just getting like a better idea of what a good book is and what, you know, a book needs to have in order for it to be like a good book, like a good, like, character-driven book. It's really hard to describe, but basically it's just stuff like all to do with like the human brain, really, isn't it? It all kind of boils down to that, and it's a very complex thing because naturally our brains are complex and there's a lot to it. Like, I don't know, I don't really know what else I'm trying to say, but I just feel like my brain is just completely scrambled. I did actually do like a bit of research last weekend, which is actually kind of bad. I think it was actually Saturday, like, oh no, maybe it was Sunday. Let's have a look, because I've got it on my writing session tracker that I have on my computer. So yeah, it was last Sunday evening, and I just did about 45 minutes of research. And what I mean by character development research, all I'm doing really, or all I need to do / get done ideally by the end of January, is I need to finish reading Save the Cat, writes a novel, obviously. I'm literally like, I've got this much left to read. It's really not a lot. So, you know, it's really not a lot. Like, I could easily probably read the rest of this in an hour. It's literally one more chapter, and so I need to finish reading this, and then I really need to finish reading this, which is Story Genius by Lisa Cron, I think it is. And this is more like about, because obviously Save the Cat is more about like the external parts of a novel, and then this one is like more to do with like the internal parts of a story. And so I feel like these books do kind of work really well together, and I think they'll tie in really nicely. But like, I'm halfway through Story Genius. It's definitely a lot more like complex, a bit harder to read. This is gonna sound crazy, but I do genuinely like find it harder to read. Like, just generally I find it really hard when there's like lots of like little letters all the same colour squished together. I find it really difficult. So I find most of the time that I'm reading aloud to like make more sense of it. And so what I'm actually hoping to do with Story Genius when it comes to it is use an app called Speechify. No, this is not sponsored, because there have been a lot of like sponsors like for Speechify, like I've seen a lot of them, but you can actually get it as an app on your phone. And so I downloaded it, and I think that's going to be really helpful for me when it comes to reading stuff like this, because I do find it quite difficult to make sense of things like without having it like spoken out loud, if that makes sense. When it comes to Story Genius, I will be using Speechify as well to help me. I'm going to be completely honest, you can probably tell by all of these like tabs along the top, well, along the side of Story Genius, you can tell that, you know, I'm quite a colourful person. Like, when it comes to learning and things like that, I need it to be colourful and just bright and visual, and things need to be clear and like spread out apart and not all like squished together like a fucking like history textbook, let's say. It needs to be like, I don't know, like a PowerPoint presentation, or I don't know, maybe even like a song. I mean, I mean, it's kind of a given that I would learn better from songs. Reading alone, that's not how I learn. Is it weird? Is it just me? Or does anybody else like feel like that too? The other thing that I need to do in terms of like research is I just want to have like a watch of some character development videos, and as I'm like going through doing all of the research and everything, I have started to make notes on what I actually want to change. For Scarlet Blood Skies and everything like that, I've just been making like a load of like initial notes, not doing anything crazy. As I'm doing the research, I'm obviously getting ideas, and so I'm just like writing them down. I think I actually started writing them down in a Word document, so I'll probably want to pull that up in a minute. I'm just going to put the books down, and I'm kind of just following like the sort of like traditional way to, like, I would go as far to say as like planning a product. Like, you know, I'm going through the processes of what you would do for like a production, like creative media sort of wise, because I took a media course last year. I finished it last year, like the last academic year, so not this one but the one before that ended in 2021, and it's basically really helped me like with writing as well. I'm kind of following the method in which I use for media productions. You can do it for writing as well, and it's just like you've got the research and like initial idea, and then you build the idea based on your research, you know, and your research has got to like support your idea, it's got to like help influence it somehow. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm literally just doing research and I'm sticking to it, because I don't want to like jump straight into like the production process. Like, if we're talking about production, I would say like the production of a novel is like actually sort of writing it, and then all of the like editing and stuff is the post-production, and then obviously self-publishing is marketing and promotion and everything like that. So yeah, there are a lot of parallels with like media and writing and just everything like that, and it's just really helped me to get a grasp on what I actually need to do for my books, and it's been really helpful actually. And so that's kind of like everything on the writing front. I feel like I also want to do a bit of a reading update as well. Obviously the last book that I read was The Christmas Invitation by Treasure Ashley. Everyone can tell that I didn't like it. Will never read it again, but my current read is Two Kinds of Us by Sarah Sutton. The first book of hers that I actually read was If the Broom Fits, and it wasn't really like my cup of tea. I don't drink tea, but you know what I mean. That one it didn't really like, it just wasn't my cup of tea, wasn't my sort of thing, and so I was really unsure if I was gonna like any of her other books. But now I've like started reading this, you can tell I'm loving it, and I'm like that much through already. Like, this is the top. I'm enjoying it so much, and like straight away when I first like opened the first page, not the very first page, but like I really got into it. It sucked me in. I'm loving it. I'm reading it like every night. I'm already like gushing over this, and I feel like barely like gotten through it. But yeah, I think it's time to like start working towards my own, doing my research. So the plan for like this evening is to get a little bit of research done for like an hour, and then the rest of the evening I'm just gonna play on Sims, because I've been enjoying Sims 4 more than I should probably admit. It's a good game, and like I'm enjoying it. I recently got the Island Living expansion pack, and I am living for it, because I just love all like things like, well, the main thing for me is like mermaids and whatnot. I mean I'm such like a girl at heart, you know, when it comes to that sort of stuff. But I don't know what it is about that kind of stuff. I love it, and it's nice, you know. And I just feel like with the way my life has been going recently, I'm enjoying things like reading and playing games like Sims 4, because it's an escape from everything that I'm having to deal with. Wait, can mermaids on Sims get pregnant? I want to find out. But first, writing, research. I've got to get this done. I've literally got one chapter of Save the Cat left, so we are just gonna bosh that out. We're just gonna get it done and over with. Why is it wonky? Oh, that's why.
Oh
Good evening. So it is now Saturday the 22nd of January and it's currently 18:05, so 6:05. Am I only just sitting down to get some bookwork done? Yes, but for good reason. I've had somewhat of a productive day today, but honestly the book sort of work progress is slow because the last time I actually did anything was last weekend, the 15th of this month. So that was last weekend, and there's a very good reason for everything, all of the slow progress. I'm just going through a lot of life stuff right now, and I do plan on doing a whole video about it. I think it might be the one that's coming after this vlog actually, because you would have noticed that I missed a couple of weeks of my upload schedule, and I'll obviously explain more in my next video, but it's just a lot of life stuff and it has taken away from time that I want to be using, from time what I would usually do, like work, as in things like YouTube. I would go as far to say book writing, book work, everything like that, but not really, because obviously I've been really bad with prioritizing writing because of my YouTube. So it's one of the reasons why I'm taking a break for me for the next couple of weeks, but by the time this video goes up it'll be after the 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm just taking a little break to sort of rest and recover from this whole life thing. I have spoken about it briefly on my channel, but honestly, and I've spoken a little bit about it on Instagram, but I really haven't spoken a lot about it. I've been quite secretive. I've just been not secretive necessarily, but just dealing with everything in the present moment instead of sharing it as and when it happens. And I'm just kind of now just waiting for things to sort of settle down before I even start thinking about doing a whole video about it. There is a lot to it. It kind of goes back from into 2021, September, October time, so it's been a long time, and it's been almost, by the time this video goes up, 6 months since then, and I believe that is the next video. But yes, I would like to get some book work done today. Obviously I'm still focused on research, just really getting all of my resources together, all of my notes and everything like that. I'm still gathering, and last week when I did do some book work, the last time I did anything research wise and everything like that, I did actually finish reading Save the Cat, but I don't think I vlogged it. I don't think I talked about finishing it. I've now finished reading this and I've got all of my notes from this. One of the things I wish I kind of had done is mark this one out I started doing for Story Genius, and that is going to be my task for today. I think the last time I read this, oh my god, must have been December or something like that, maybe even November sort of time. I think I'm about halfway through. There's a lot of I don't know what you call these things, but there's a lot of them, and I've got some at the top as well. There's just so much to this, and I've got, do I have a notes thing? No, I think the main thing with notes for this is that they're all in here with all of the tabs and everything. So maybe once I'm done reading this book, I will kind of go through and try and summarize all of the I think they are the green ones mainly, and the pink ones. The orange ones I don't think mean too much, but this is going to be my task for today. Probably just a chapter. I'm really not going to do much because I don't want to burn myself out. I'm just trying to get back into this slowly, and obviously I'm only really doing it once a week at this point. At the moment it works, and then probably next week I'll probably try to do twice a week, and then the following week do 3 times until I get up to 4 times, I think, because I think that is what I actually used to do with my whole writing routine and everything. I think I would do it about 3 or 4 times a week. Really, it would alternate not every other day, or well, it would on like a good week, it would alternate like every other day, but on a bad week it would be like every other third day, so that's like more like twice a week. Progress is progress, and I am starting to get back into it. Even though I'm only doing it once a week at the moment, it's better than nothing. It's currently, oh god, it's about 6:10, so I'm literally just going to read through like a chapter of this, make my notes. I'm going to need my highlighters actually, and I have no clue where they are. I'm also going to need my tabs. And now thinking about it, I don't even know where they are. So I'm going to need to find my bits and bobs for that. And I reckon just get straight into it. Another thing that I think I actually started talking about in this vlog was reading. And I've done a lot of, I would say I've done a lot of reading in the past week or so. I feel like I've just been doing a lot of reading. I feel like it's one of the only things that I actually want to do. Like, I've really struggled with wanting to do stuff because of this whole life thing, but the main things for me have been playing Sims, which is why I'm only like gonna read a chapter of this, because I want to play Sims this evening because I can't get enough of it apparently. I'm enjoying it, and it's a nice break from reality, which is probably why I like reading so much. Yes, I am still reading Two Kinds of Us by Sarah Sutton, but I'm now on page 227, or otherwise known as chapter 18, out of 381. I think that's pretty good. I've been reading this since like the 7th of January, I think, which is pretty good going, and I reckon I could definitely finish this by the end of the month. I'm enjoying it so much. I've really been able to get into it, and I'm excited. I think after this I'm gonna want to buy Can't Catch My Breath, because the two are kind of linked, and I want to read what actually happens in Can't Catch My Breath. So yeah, I'm so excited. Books excite me a lot. It's now time to crack on with Story Genius.
Driving down the road that I grew up on once again. It's when I pass your door, the memories come back again. Pictures of us flooding back just like a wave. Makes me wonder what happened, what you're up to today. Remember when we stole your mother's car, we drove for days. Teenagers with too many feelings and rage. We were higher than the ceiling, middle fingers to the sky. I remember thinking if I only could stop the time. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn. 'cause I was being next to you. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause all I needed was my friend. Way back when, way back when, way back when. Remember when my father taught us how to play guitar, and we started up a band in my garage. We thought our dream would take us so far, but after a week or so it all just fell apart. But we were higher than the ceiling, middle fingers to the sky. I remember thinking if I only could stop the time right now. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause I was being next to you. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause all I needed was my friend. Way back when, way back when, we were higher than the ceiling, middle fingers to the sky. Way back when, way back when.
Good evening, everyone. So it is now Saturday, the 29th of January, and it's actually about 6:15. And I'm going to be completely honest, I have no clue what I have done for the past hour, apart from scroll on my phone. Literally in that hour, I could have put my camera battery on charge. But anyway, yes, I plan on getting like a bit of bookwork done, like for the next half an hour to an hour tops. Obviously my progress is just really slow at the moment, and I think I'm only really doing like once a week at this point. To be completely honest, it's just what's working for me at the moment. I don't do a lot, it's really minimal, but I feel like that's the best way to like get myself back into it, and then when I'm ready I can jump to twice a week and then 3 times a week until I get to about 4 times a week, because I think that'll be my stopping point, 4 times a week. So yeah, my progress is really slow, but I'm still making some progress, and if it does just mean once a week at the moment, then that's good enough, because obviously I've just got a lot going on in my life right now, and things are like settling out, things are still kind of happening. It's hard to talk about because I haven't like fully explained what's going on, what's happened in the past few months, but that video will actually be coming after this one. Today's task will be to read through Story Genius and not make notes. I don't make notes for this one. The way I'm doing it, you can probably see, is I'm just like colour coding shit. Got some highlighters to highlight stuff. So today we'll like for the next 30 to 60 minutes. So my task for that time period is going to be to read a chapter of Story Genius. Plain and simple, easy. That's all I need to do. Like, that's all I'm really wanting to do at the moment. Like, the minimal effort sort of stuff. Because this part is like the easiest part at the moment, just doing the actual research, doing the actual reading and cluing myself up on these things, because if you didn't know, last year, the last like academic year, I took a media course, a creative media production course. I actually learned quite a few things that I can interpret into like actually writing, and one of those things is research. Research is incredibly important. That's exactly what this is. But the hardest part will be the next part. This isn't even the hardest part. The hardest part will be to start putting all of my research together with my idea. That will be the hardest part. And then a bit of a reading update. I actually finished reading Two Kinds of Us by Sarah Sutton a few days ago, and I have to admit I bloody loved it. I really enjoyed that, and it is now up on my bookshelf, but I doubt you'll be able to actually see it because it's pretty much almost hidden anyway. I really enjoyed that book and I can't stop thinking about it, and it's been a few days since I finished reading it. It was that bloody good. The book I am now reading is We Just Clicked by Annabelle. Probably already know this, I'm a big fan of Annabelle's other books. If We're Not Married by 30, The Good Girlfriend's Guide to Getting Even. It started as a tweet, and I think the bucket list to mend a broken heart. I think this is probably like my 5th Annabelle book that I am reading. I'm just as excited for this one as I was for the other ones. Anyway, yes, we're putting my physical books aside to work on my book by reading this one, so at some point I could actually write my own book. Though I will say, yes, I have already written it, but I'm going back to the beginning because I made a bit of a boo-boo. Not even that, it just needs a lot of work. Anyway, time to crack on. Good evening everyone. So it is now Saturday the 5th of February and it's currently about 4:30. Yes, it's now February. It's actually been a really long time since I have vlogged and it feels really weird, so apologies if this seems a bit choppy because it's been a while. But now that it's no longer January, that means this vlog has to come to an end. I realise that I really haven't done that much in the month of January, and obviously there's a very good reason for that. I think actually my next video that I plan on doing it's just a whole explanation of what's happened in the past few months and why I've barely written anything and why there's suddenly now a January writing vlog. It's a bit of a clean slate in a way, I guess, but just so much has happened in my personal life in the past few months that it has made writing really hard. And I'm sorry if my lips seem kind of white. It's from where I've literally just had lunch. And this is not focusing on my face because there's just been so much going on in my personal life. It's made just writing really hard. I am now like really wanting to get back into it because obviously, you know, it is something that I miss a lot and I want to be able to just get back into writing again. So fingers crossed, February is the month where I finish reading Story Genius, and knowing me, I will probably have to go back to the beginning and read it through again so I can make a bit more sense of it. But yes, I still haven't finished reading Story Genius. It was a goal of mine to like finish it by the end of January, but with the way things were, that didn't happen, and that's okay, because I need to look after myself. I need to not put so much pressure on myself to get things like that done. You know, it will get done. And so that was my main goal for January, and yes, I made progress. It's not like I spent the whole month doing nothing. You know, I did actually do something like once a week, even though it's like not a lot and it was quite slow. I still made progress, and that is the thing that I am focusing on, because if I focus on what I didn't do, that'll make me feel even worse about myself, and that will just mean that, you know, in my mind I'm like not as motivated if I'm focused on things that I didn't do as opposed to like things that I did do. So, you know, I did read a few chapters of Story Genius in January, and that is the thing that I'm focused on. So for February, the goal, like the main goal for me, like writing wise, is just going to be to finish reading Story Genius, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited really to just jump into Scarlet Blood Skies again, but obviously there's a lot of work that I need to do to it, because basically the issue that I have is character development. It's just something that I really need to work on. So at the moment I am focusing on research, and like I've said multiple times, there's a lot of parallels, I feel like, with like media production and book production. Like media as in TVs, like TV shows and films and whatnot. I feel like there are just a lot of parallels. Maybe I should do like a whole separate video about that. Or actually, I really want to do a video where I talk about what I've learned from my media course that will help me like in the future with things like YouTube and writing and everything like that. And just talking about everything that I learned in general from that course. That is just like I would say a video of itself that I want to do, but I think it may end up being more like a video series. But yes, writing has been slow, you know, this past month, like January, but I really want it to pick up in February. And like my other main sort of goal with it, sort of time wise, is going to be, I think, to do it twice a week, because in January I only did something like once a week, and that is like Saturdays. It seems to be like a good day for book work. And then I think the other day is going to be Tuesday in February. Like I want to do twice a week in February, and so I think my 2 days are going to be Tuesdays and Saturdays, but that honestly just kind of depends on how I get on with sort of getting back into a routine and everything like that. But I am just like really excited to get back into writing, back into like actually back into an actual writing routine. Even though like the writing progress is slow, reading I still feel like is quite fast for me at the moment. I'm just really enjoying reading. I think it's because it, you know, it offers an escape for me out of my reality. And I don't know what I've already said, what I've not said, but I am now on We Just Clicked by Annabelle, and let me have a look at what page I'm at. I'm on page 111. Wow, my eyes look very blue in this lighting. But I'm on page 111 of this book out of 373. So I would say I'm about a third of the way through, and I am on chapter 10. That is now going to be everything for this writing / reading vlog. I really hope you somewhat enjoyed it and seeing my progress and what I did manage to get done in January. So with that being said, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to subscribe down below if you're not already, and to ding that bell if you'd like to be notified every time I upload. Also, let me know how you did in January, like writing wise or reading wise, anything like that. And that is going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!